Hello everyone, in this video we will discuss about the epicyclic gear train. Epi means upon and cyclic means around. So in this gear train what happens, the gear can rotate and it can move around a fixed axis. So this is the gear A, this is gear B and this is the arm C. So this arm is basically provided to support the gear when it will move around another gear. So here you can see the arm C and the gear A has a common axis. You can see here it has a common axis at O1, and you can see here the arm and gear B, it has common axis at O2. So what will happen when the arm is fixed? So when the arm is fixed, the gear B will rotate about gear A, or the gear A will rotate about the gear B according to the driver and driven gear. So this is just like a simple gear train. But when the arm is not fixed, so suppose it can move about O1, this O2 point, it can move about O1, so it can rotate like this. So this gear B, it is attached to this, it has a common axis about O2, it is attached at this point. So if the arm will rotate, then the gear B will also rotate around the gear A. So in this case we call it as an epicyclic gear train. So just like your solar planet, the planets, they rotate or revolve around the sun. So according to this analogy, we call the this gear A as the sun gear, and the gear which rotate around the gear A, that is the gear B, we call it as planet gear. So how can we calculate the speed of this gear train? We can find out using tabular method. So suppose we consider first when the arm is fixed, that is the speed of the arm is 0. So when the arm is fixed in this, so consider the arm is fixed. So when the arm is fixed, its speed is 0. So in this case what will happen? The gear B will rotate about the gear A, or gear A will rotate about gear B. So it is just like a simple gear train. So in this case what will happen? So suppose the gear A is rotating 1 rpm in the anti-clockwise direction. Usually we consider the anti-clockwise direction as positive and clockwise direction as negative. So when the gear A will rotate 1 rpm, what is the speed of gear B? So from the law of gearing, Na by Nb equal to Tb by Ta. So Na is given as 1 rpm. So 1 equal to 1 by Nb equal to Tb by Ta. So what is Nb? If it will go to this side, Nb equal to Ta by Tb. But we have to consider the direction. So as it is an external gear, so if A is rotating anti-clockwise, that means B will rotate clockwise. So if we are considering anti-clockwise rotation as positive, then we have to consider clockwise rotation as negative. So that means Nb equal to minus Ta by Tb. So the speed of gear B is minus Ta by Tb. So second case, consider arm is fixed but gear A is rotating x rotation in the anti-clockwise direction, that means plus x rotation. So arm speed is 0, gear A is rotating x rpm in anti-clockwise direction, so plus x. So what is the speed of gear B? It will be that is x by Nb equal to Tb by Ta. So from this we can get Nb equal to x time Ta by Tb. In this case also it's a simple gear train. So that means if it is rotating in the plus, it is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction, so it will rotate clockwise direction. If its sign is positive, its sign will be negative. So it is minus x times Ta by Tb. So next, add plus y revolution to all the elements. So arm is revolving plus in the rotating anti-clockwise direction at a speed y. Gear A is also revolving anti-clockwise direction at a speed y. Gear B is also revolving at a speed y. So if we'll add all these things, then what is the final speed of total revolution of arm C? Y. What is total revolution of gear A? Initially its speed was plus x, then y, so x plus y. What is the total revolution of gear B? Initially it was minus x times Ta by Tb, then plus y, so y minus x times Ta by Tb. So from here, from this table, you can calculate the speed of any gear, so or the speed of arm. So we'll solve this question so that you can understand it in a better way. So the question is, in an epicyclic gear train, an arm carries two gears A and B having 36 and 45 teeth respectively. So in this figure, suppose this is gear and B, arm is carrying gear and B. Gear A has, it is given 36 teeth, gear B has 45 teeth. So arm rotates 150 revolution anti-clockwise direction. about the center of gear A, which is fixed. So this point is fixed. Gear A is only revolving about this fixed point, so it is not moving around any gear. So gear A is fixed, and gear B, it is asking determine the speed of gear B. We have to find out the speed of gear B. It is given that here the arm is rotating 150 rpm clockwise direction, and if the speed of in the second bit, if the gear A, instead of being fixed, make 300 rpm clockwise direction. So if gear B will rotate 300 rpm in the clockwise direction, sorry, gear A will rotate 300 rpm in the clockwise direction, then we have to find out what is the speed of gear B. So first it is given that arm rotates 150 rpm clockwise direction. So you have to see this table. So what is this anti-clockwise direction means positive, so plus y, it is given as 150 rpm. Then it is given that gear A is fixed. So in this table gear A speed is x plus y, so fixed means x plus y equal to 0. So if we will solve this, then it is given that y equal to plus 150, x plus y, it is given as 0. So what is y 150, x plus y equal to 0, so x equal to minus y, that means x equal to minus 150 rpm, x equal to minus 150 rpm. So we have to find out the speed of gear B. So gear B speed is y minus x times ta by tb. So nb is y minus x times ta by tb. So y is plus 150, x is minus 150 into ta by tb. So ta is total number of teeth of gear A, and that is 36 out, and tb is 45. So 36 by into 36 by 45. So 150 minus 150 into 36 by 45. So this will be the speed of gear B. So another, in the second bit, it is given that if the gear A, instead of being fixed, make a revolution 300 rpm in the clockwise direction. So clockwise means negative, so it is given that speed of gear A is 300 rpm clockwise direction. So x plus y is minus 300. So we have to find out the speed of, and also the arm speed of the arm, it is given that in the anti-clockwise direction, so that is plus 150. So x plus y equal to minus 300, y equal to 150. So x plus 150 equal to minus 300, so x equal to minus 450. So what will be the speed of gear B? So nb equal to y minus x times ta by tb. So y is 150 minus x is minus 450 into ta by tb, that is 36 by 45. So that will be the, whatever will be the answer, that will be the speed of this gear B. So you just see this table, you can understand from where these values came. So according to this table you solve these questions. So in suppose this is another case of epicyclic gear train. So here you can see here, this is an internal gear train. So this planet gear is rotating inside this gear, and this is the arm, so it can revolve like this inside this gear. In this case it was revolving like this externally, but here it can rotate about this point, it can rotate like this. If this arm will rotate, then it will rotate, this planet gear will rotate inside this gear. So we call this external gear as ring, we call this gear as ring gear, and this internal gear we call it as planet gear. So in this case what will happen, in case of internal gear the direction will be same. Suppose in this case, suppose you consider the arm is fixed. So if the arm is fixed, that means speed of arm is 0. So suppose gear A, this is outer side, this outer gear is ring gear is gear A. So suppose gear A is rotating one rotation in the anti-clockwise direction, then what will be the speed of gear B? It will also rotate one revolution in the anti-clockwise direction, because it is an internal gear. So instead of minus, it will be plus ta by tb. So suppose it will rotate plus x rotation anti-clockwise, then it will be plus x times ta by tb. And if we'll add y revolution to all the elements, that is we'll add y revolution to arm and gear A and gear B. In this case the final final value will be y, this value speed of the arm will be y, gear A will be x plus y, and gear B will be y plus x times ta by tb. So in this case you can solve the question accordingly. So you have to check whether the gears are external gear or internal gear. You can see it from this diagram, from the diagram which will be mentioned in the question. So from that you can solve these questions using the tabular method.